In just a few weeks, NASA is about to launch 4 astronauts to the moon. And if that doesn't sound insane enough, this is going to be the first official time that humans have left Earth's orbit in over 53 years. But there's a problem, because the heat shield that's supposed to protect them on the way back cracked on the test flight.
Veteran NASA scientists now tell ABC News they believe there are serious safety risks with the spacecraft.
So on December 14th of 1972, astronauts Eugene Cernan and Harrison Schmitt climbed back into their lunar module, lifted off from the surface of the moon, and left behind a set of footprints that are still there to this day. That was Apollo 17, the last time that any human traveled beyond low Earth orbit, and that was 53 years ago. And since that day, not a single person has gone back, until now. Artemis II is NASA's first crewed mission back to the moon since Apollo.
NASA's upcoming project Artemis II will take humans back to a part of space we haven't been to in decades.
Well, extreme cold has forced NASA to reschedule its next moon mission.
4 astronauts, a 10-day journey. They'll launch from Kennedy Space Center aboard the most powerful rocket ever built, the Space Launch System, ride the Orion spacecraft into orbit, and then do something that no human has ever done in over half of a century. They will officially leave Earth's orbit, fly to the moon, loop around the far side, which is the side that we never get to see from Earth, and then come back. They're not gonna land, not yet. This is just the test flight. The goal is to prove that everything works, the rocket, the spacecraft, the life support systems, the navigation, with humans on board the rocket for the first time, because everything after this depends on it working. And by the way, the crew that they picked for this mission is historic. Commander Reid Wiseman, and then pilot Victor Glover, who is going to become the first person of color to travel to the moon's vicinity. Mission Specialist Christina Koch, which will be the first woman, and Canadian Space Agency astronaut Jeremy Hansen, the first non-American to ever reach deep space. This crew is about to travel farther from Earth than any human being in history. But here's where the story gets complicated, because this mission almost didn't happen, and some people still think that it shouldn't.
Is it safe for astronauts, humans, to go on this mission on Artemis II?
I would say no.
In 2022, NASA launched Artemis I, the first uncrewed test flight, no astronauts on board. Just the Orion capsule going to the moon and back to prove that the systems worked, and it did. The mission was technically a success. But when the capsule splashed down in the Pacific Ocean and engineers pulled it out of the water, they found something that made everyone stop. The heat shield, which is the only thing standing between the crew and 2,760-degree temperatures during re-entry, had chunks missing. Cracks, divots, pieces of the protective material had broken off and burned away in ways that were never supposed to happen. So let me get this straight. The heat shield cracked on the test flight with nobody even inside of it. And now the genius plan is to put 4 people inside of that same spacecraft with the same exact type of heat shield and sending them to the moon. Obviously everybody should be really excited about this, but it sounds like a little bit of issue. NASA actually spent over a year investigating what went wrong. They ran simulations, did additional testing, and then ultimately concluded that the capsule structure would hold even under the worst conditions of what happened on Artemis I. Their fix was, instead of the original plan where the capsule would skip off in the atmosphere like a stone on water, they changed the re-entry angle to a steeper, more direct path that puts less stress on the heat shield. But not everybody agrees, because some engineers who participated in the review still objected to flying without a redesigned heat shield. NASA overruled them. The mission is a go.
I have to say, from the data I've seen with regard to this heat shield, if I had to rate it A, B, C, D, I'd rate it an F.
You'd rate it an F?
It's an F. It's a clear F. Clear.
And that's not even the only thing that went wrong, because getting this rocket to the launch pad has been its own disaster. Artemis II was originally supposed to launch in 2024, then it got pushed to September of 2025, and then February 2026. Then they tried a fueling test on February 2nd and found a liquid hydrogen leak at the base of the rocket. They fixed it, ran another test on February 19th, and then that one went perfectly. 2 days later, on February 21st, a completely different problem showed up, a helium flow issue in the rocket's upper stage. launch. So they had to roll the entire rocket, all 2,600 metric tons of it, back to the vehicle assembly building again. The rocket has been rolled out to the launch pad, rolled back, fixed, rolled back again, and then rolled back again. And sometimes maybe you'll wonder, is this thing actually ready? Well, as of March 12th, 2026, NASA completed their flight readiness review. Every single team pulled a go. The helium seal has been replaced. The rocket is moving back to the launch pad on March 19th, and the first launch window opens on April 1st at 6:24 p.m. Eastern, with 6 backup dates through April 6th and 1 more on April 30th. But Artemis II isn't just about getting to the moon and back. It's the first step in a much bigger plan that most people don't even know about. NASA's goal isn't just to visit the moon again, it's to build a permanent presence there and use it as a launching point for Mars. After Artemis II, the plan for Artemis III was to land astronauts on the moon's south pole in 2027. But just weeks ago, NASA restructured the entire program. Artemis III is now a test mission in Earth orbit. The actual landing, which is boots landing on the moon, got pushed for Artemis IV in 2028. They are also now planning a space station called Gateway that will orbit the moon permanently, serving as a docking point for future missions. And there is a much bigger race happening in the background. China just announced plans to land astronauts on the moon by 2030. SpaceX is developing Starship as the lunar lander, and Blue Origin is building a New Glenn. 2026 might be the year that we look back on and say, that's when the new space race really started. So here's where we are. 4 astronauts are about to strap into a spacecraft that's never carried humans before, sit on the most powerful rocket ever built, and leave Earth's orbit for the first time in 53 years. They'll fly to the moon, loop around the far side where there's no communication with Earth for several minutes, and then come screaming back through the atmosphere at 25,000 miles per hour, trusting a heat shield that cracked on its previous flight. The crew does know the risk. Commander Reid Wiseman, pilot Glover, Koch, and Hansen all sat in the flight readiness review. They heard the debates about the heat shield, they heard the engineers who disagreed, and they all still said go.
Integrity is not like a pure, simple thing like you would think. But you can be in integrity and you can be out of integrity. And so for us, as the first crew of Artemis, we strive every day to be in integrity. And there are moments where we slip up and we go, hey, I'm out of integrity right now and I'm working on it. And that's all we have to say to each other.
If this mission succeeds, it reopens a door that has been closed for over half of a century. It will then officially prove that we can send humans to deep space again. It will set up a permanent lunar presence, and it puts us on the path to Mars. And if it doesn't, nobody wants to think about that. April 1st, 6:24 p.m., 4 people might be going to the moon.
Christina, Jeremy, we're going to the moon.
Literally 53 years later, and we might be finally going back, but what's different about this time is it's not going to be black and white. We're going to be able to watch this entire thing in color and high definition on live stream. If you want to watch the full entire launch down with me and see the full breakdown whenever it happens, just make sure to subscribe. That video's coming the day that they launch.
Ronald E. Evans, Harrison H. Schmidt, and most prominently, Richard M. Nixon, President of the United States of America. This is our commemoration that will be here until someone like us, till some of you out there who are the promise of the future, come back to read it again.